Istanbul welcomes about 15 million tourists per year, but not even 1% of those people know one thing they must absolutely avoid doing in the city. But of course you're not among those poor lot, because I'm going to tell you that one thing plus 9 other things. These are 10 things not to do in Istanbul. Let's make your Istanbul experience better. Okay, seriously, just stop. You have already been to 10 different travel sites and you read your favorite bloggers' post about the city more than you could remember. Yes, Hagia Sophia is magnificent, so are Galata Tower and Blue Mosque, and you should absolutely give them a visit. But the thing is, Istanbul is not only freaking huge, but it is also beautiful in the most unexpected ways. And there is so much going on outside of these well-known sites. So instead of being just an ordinary tourist, go out there and explore the city. Meet the locals and experience their hospitality firsthand. Chances are you will pick up some Turkish words while you're doing these activities, so it's going to help you during your stay. And also, if you want to take your Turkish to the next level, we are always a few clicks away. So speaking about expanding your vocabulary, we have to talk about this funny little sound is not a word in itself, but it means so much in Istanbul and all over the country. It's often accompanied by a set of raised eyebrows. So the is the shortest and the most direct way of saying a few things. It can mean, no, there isn't, sorry but we don't have those, are you kidding me, or simply, I don't know. And if you ever feel like people are being rude to you because they did to you, just don't, because it's just a quick way of communicating for us. And guess what? With enough practice, you can pull it off too. Ew, what's that white sauce on that deep fried thing? Why the heck does that burger look like it's just been in a car crash? They say that it's poo-poo. Please tell me it's not true. These are some of the reactions you could hear for fried mussels, steamed burgers, and kokoreç. Essential items on Istanbul's rich street food menu. And if you have some kind of a conservative alongside you who is nagging about how unhealthy they can be, just ignore them. Seriously, Istanbul is in a league of its own when it comes to street food, and you should never deprive yourself from at least trying some of the stuff out over cultural concerns. Oh, and no, trust me, it's not poo-poo. It really is a treat. So you follow my advice and you're out there on the streets to discover the city. You come across a local bazaar and you want to shop for a few things. Here is the next step you must follow. Don't buy anything without a friendly haggle. Prices move up and down at speeds you cannot even imagine in Istanbul. So, while shopping, it is in your best interest to at least try to cut the prices a little. Just don't overdo it and you'll be fine. Who knows, maybe with some luck, that incredible carpet can be yours with half the price. Don't get me wrong, people will love to help you find wherever you want to go. In fact, you must avoid asking for directions exactly because they're desperate to help. 9 times out of 10, a local will feel like it will be rude to say, I don't know, and try to help you anyway, resulting in a situation where you end up not only not knowing where to go, but also where you currently are. While Turkish hospitality is nice to have 99% of the time, you'll be better off using a navigation app this time. I'm having a hard time believing that this is still a thing, or who sold the idea to a foreigner in the first place. But let me be clear, apple tea is not popular in Istanbul or anywhere else in Turkey. It's also not a traditional drink. I've lived my entire life in Turkey and I've never seen a local talking about apple tea. So the next time you go to a restaurant anywhere in Turkey, tell the waiter or the waitress that you love to try Turkish apple tea and see how they respond. They will quickly convince you that it doesn't exist. But if you want to enjoy a real local drink, you can always drink Turkish black tea, and if you're in Istanbul, you will probably drink it with a great view like this one. As I said earlier in the video, contrary to what any map of the city will make you think, Istanbul is huge, and you should never depend on a single way of commuting. Your best bet at going from point A to point B is to come up with your very own mix, using every possible solution available, including your feet, every single time. The traffic in the city drives locals crazy. In fact, I believe it's the #1 reason why people want to leave Istanbul in the first place. So many people prefer taking a cab, bus, or a rented car, which is still not the ultimate solution. And ferries, by their nature, can't take you all the way to your destination. Walking is always a healthy option, but Istanbul is known as the city with 7 hills. So chances are you're going to be tired before you explore anything. The metro line is growing, but still not up to European standards. And the Metrobüs, well, let's just talk about it in the next step. The good old Metrobüs, the real meltdown of the city. Because you can literally melt down from being jam-packed with hundreds of people at a time. In theory, a bus line that cuts through the traffic is great, and it really works. But Metrobüs has been a victim of its own success. During rush hour, you should avoid it at all costs. I mean, of course, if you're looking for a quick mosh pit experience without music, but with a touch of the smell of sweat, go for it. If you have been to Istiklal, you must have seen an ice cream stand where craving an ice cream can become the worst thing that could happen to a human being. Generically called Maraş dondurmacısı, these guys practice their craft with perfect timing, a unique sense of humor, and no regard for your dignity. I don't know about you, but by the time the show is over, I no longer want to have ice cream, but go home and lay down for some time. Don't get me wrong, by the way, it can be hilarious if that's your jam. If and only if you are not the one going for the ice cream. You may love football, or you may have never watched a single football match in your life. But rest assured, if you happen to be on either side of Bosphorus, Beşiktaş or Kadıköy, you will get to experience what a match day looks like when 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗃 or Beşiktaş play at home. And let me tell you, it can feel like they actually play at your home. Matches are full day experiences in Istanbul, especially when these two play, given the position of their respective stadiums. Their fans get loud and occasionally aggressive. So if you're in the mood for a peaceful night out with friends, you better check out the Super League fixture so that thousands of fans are not interrupting. So we have come to the end of this list. I hope you found this video useful. Do you have any suggestions for people visiting Istanbul? If so, please let us know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Kendine iyi bak. Görüşürüz.